Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So it's an honor and privilege to welcome each one of you to this auspicious fire sacrifice, and it is called as Yajna. So what does the term Yajna mean? Yajna means sacrifice, and there are many different types of sacrifices, and fire Yajna is one of the types of sacrifice. Now, what is the intent of any sacrifice? So we are doing an Yajna, which is sacrifice. What is the intent of any sacrifice? The intent of any sacrifice is to satisfy or please the Supreme Lord. That's the intent of any sacrifice that we do according to the Vedic injunction. And this is to satisfy Yajna Purusha or Yajna Pati or Yajna Isam or Yajna Book. All these are different terms for Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, which means he is the supreme enjoyer of any austerity or sacrifice. We read from Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So he is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerity. What is the byproduct of pleasing or satisfying the Lord through any form of sacrifice? The intent or the byproduct of any form of sacrifice which is meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead will give us immense happiness, and in the end it will grant us liberation. This we read from Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter verse 10. So Lord Krishna says, if we perform sacrifice to the satisfaction of the Lord, then we will obtain all happiness, as well as in the very end we will attain liberation. History of fire sacrifice. Whenever there is an auspicious event takes place, there is fire Yajna taking place, like initiation ceremony, like marriage ceremony, there is always this fire Yajna taking place. And also we read from the Vedic literature, from Ramayana as well, when Vishwamitra Muni performed a wonderful sacrifice after 2 demons were killed by Lord Ram. And from Srimad Bhagavatam we read again and again that wonderful fire sacrifices were performed from last millions of years ago, not only on earth but also in the higher planetary system. We read how Tvasta performed fire sacrifice, how Vishwarup performed fire sacrifice, Daksha performed fire sacrifice. So the intent or overview of today's fire sacrifice is that this fire sacrifice is going to be performed on behalf of all the devotees of Gauranitai, Radha, Gopi, Vallabha, Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, to please the Lordship and beg for their mercy and blessings. And Varma Prabhu will be representing all of ISKCON Scarborough devotees to channel the blessings from the Lord today. And he is the sponsor of today's Yajna, and we humbly request all the devotees to fully participate in today's Yajna by attentively hearing and observing what is going on here to reap the benefits of this Yajna. And when we are chanting various mantras and performing this sacrifice, we are doing this on behalf of each one of you. Okay, so we are doing it on behalf of each one of you. And also we have put together a presentation, as you can see, so you can follow along the sequence of the activities here so that you know what is going on. And we will try to add the English translation of some mantras as we are chanting, as we chant the Sanskrit mantras as well. And this sacrifice is being done as per Vedic literature, Satriya Saradipika by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who is one of the 6 Goswamis. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we are going to start off today's fire sacrifice with a process called Bhuta Nivarana, where we will be dispelling all the inauspicious, subtle influences from the earth as well as from the atmosphere, and we'll be purifying all the 10 directions. Om Avagachanto te bhutha, e bhutha bhuvi samstitaha, e bhutha vignakartaraste, Gachanti Ajnaya Hari. Om Ashraya Pat. I will chant Lord Krishna's Mula Mantra and look at all the paraphernalias and look up. Om Ashraya Pat. I will be purifying the 10 directions. Om Sahasrarahum Pat. 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 Now we will be performing Asana Stapana, where we will be establishing the place for worship as well as purifying this seat here. Om Ashraya Pat. एते गंध पुष्पे ओम आधार शक्तिये नमः ओम अनंताय नमः ओम पूर्वाय नमः ओम आसन मंत्रस्य मेरु पृष्ठ ऋषि सुदलम छन्दः कूर्मो देवता आसानमि मंत्रस्य विनियोगः पृथ्वी त्वया धृता लोका देवी त्वं विष्णुना धृता त्वं च धारयामां नित्यं पवित्रं शासनं कुरु. O Mother Earth, O Goddess, you support all the world's people and Lord Vishnu sustains you. Please give your support to us continuously and provide us with a pure seat upon which to sit while worshipping the Lord. Om Ashraya Pat. Ete Gandha Pushpe Om Adhar Shaktiye Namaha Om Kamalasanaye Namaha. Now we will be performing Achaman. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. I will be chanting the Gopala mantra in our mind. The next part is Bhuta Suddhi, where we will be purifying the bodily elements by identifying ourselves as the servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Krishna. I am by nature the eternal servant of Krishna, but because of my bad fortune, I have been inimical toward him from time immemorial, and thus I have identified myself with my body and continuously wandered in the cycle of birth and death in the material world, suffering the burning threefold miseries. Now, as a result of some unimaginable good fortune, my spiritual master's mercy has enabled me to know that I am Krishna's eternal servant, an infinitesimal spiritual being completely apart from the gross and subtle body. And so, by the order of my spiritual master, I have obtained the good fortune of serving his lotus feet and following in his footsteps the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Sri Radha Gopi Vallabha. Now we'll be chanting one of the verses that was chanted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lord Krishna himself in front of the Rath Yatra cart in Jagannath Puri. Naham vipro na chanarapati napi vaishyo na shudro Naham varni na chagrahapati no vanasto yadirva Tintu prodya nikila paramananda purnamritabdir Gopi varto padakamalayo dasa dasa anudasa. I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya nor a Sudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, a householder, a vanaprastha or a sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar and is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. Divyam Shri Hari Mandiradatilakam Dandam Sumalavitam Vaksha Shri Hari Nama Varna Subhagam Shri Kandaliptam Punaha Bhutam Shuksham Navambaram Vimalatam Nityam Bahantim Danum Dhyaye Shri Guru Pada Padma Nigate Sevo Sukham Chatmana. Next, we'll be performing Kara Nyasa, where we will be purifying different parts of our hands by chanting various mantras. And we read from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that the gopis did perform Achaman as well as perform this Karanyasa and also perform the Anganyasa, which we'll be doing in the next few minutes. Now we'll be showing the Nyasa Mudra and we'll be chanting the Gopala Mantra in our mind once. Klim Angushtabhyam Namaha Krishnaya Tajiribyam Swaha Govindaya Madhyamabhyam Vasat Gopi Jananamikabhyam Hum Vallabhaya Kanishtikabhyam Vaushat Swaha Astraya Karatana Kristabhyam Phat. Now we'll be performing Anganyasa, where we are placing sounds and mantras on various parts of our bodies. Klim Hridayaya Namaha Krishnaya Sirase Swaha Govindaya Shikaya Vashat Gopi Jana Kavachaya Hum Vallabhaya Netrabhyam Vaushat Swaha Astraya Phat. Now we'll be chanting a mantra from Narada Pancharatra Pradipa. This is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. Sarvopadi nirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. He is freed from all material designations and his senses become purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. Next part of this fire yajna is Swasti Vachana, where we'll be chanting prayers for auspiciousness. Om Punandu Mam Deva Janaha Punandu Manasa Diyaha Punandu Vishwa Bhutani Jata Veda Punahima. The translation is, may the devotees purify us, may they give us intelligence, may they purify all living entities, and may Jataveta Agni purify us. This is from Shukla Yajurveda. Om Asya Karmana Punyaham Bhavantu Bruvantu. Dear Brahmanas, please bless this ceremony as a pious one. Om Punyaham, Om Punyaham, Om Punyaham. Let it be auspicious. Om Udgat Eva Sakune Samadayasi Brahmaputra Eva Savane Susamsasi Deva Vaji Sushmate Apidya Sarvadona Sakune Padrama Vada Vishwadona Sakune Punyama Vada. Oh bird, you sing like a Udgati priest who chants the Sama. You chant like the Brahma at the sacrifice, like a horse approaching a mare. Please loudly proclaim good fortune for us in every direction. Proclaim prosperity for us in every direction. This is from Rig Veda. Om asya karmana swasti bhavantu bruvantu ayushmate swasti. O dear Brahmanas, speak auspiciously of this activity. Let there be auspiciousness. Om swasti, Om swasti, Om swasti. Let there be auspiciousness. Om swasti no indro vritasrava, swasti na pusa vishwaveda, swasti na staraksho harishadevi, swasti no grahaspati dadatu. May Indra, who hears much praise, give us auspiciousness. May the sun god, who knows all things, give us auspiciousness. May Garuda, with unblemished weapons, give us auspiciousness. May Brihaspati give us auspiciousness. This is from Rig Veda, as well as it's repeated in Shukla Yajur Veda. Om asya karmano riddhim bhavantu bruvantu. Oh dear Brahmanas, please let this activity be prosperous. Om Ridyatam, Om Ridyatam, Om Ridyatam. May it be prosperous. Om Ridyamastomam Sanuyama Vajam Ano Mantram Sarate Opayajam Yasona Pakvam Madhugoshvandir Abhutasmo Asvino Kamamamra. May we increase our fame. May we offer you food. Please come here in your chariot for worship and accept the sweet food prepared from cow's milk. Bhutasma has fulfilled the desires of the learned. This is from Rig Veda. Now, all of us will be chanting auspicious prayer from Krishna Upanishad, which is from Rig Veda. Om Swasti no Govinda, Swasti no Achyutanando, Swasti no Vasudevo Vishnu Dadato, Swasti no Narayano Narovai, Swasti na Padmanabha Purushottama Dadato, Swasti no Vishwaksheno Vishveshwara, Swasti no Rishikesho Hari Dadato, Swasti no Vainateo Harihi, Swasti no Anjana Suto Anur Bhagavato Dadato, Swasti Swasti Sumangale Kesho Mahan, Shri Krishna Sachidananda Ganau, Sarveswareswaro Dadato. The translation of this Krishna Upanishad from Rig Veda is: May Lord Govinda, Achyuta, Anantasesha, Vasudeva and Lord Vishnu bestow auspiciousness upon us. May Naranarayana, Padmanabha and Purushottama bestow auspiciousness upon us. May Vishwakshena, the Lord of the universe, Rishikesha and Lord Hari bestow auspiciousness upon us. May Garuda and the son of Anjana, who is the great devotee of Lord Rama, Hanuman, bestow auspiciousness upon us. May the great and only Lord of auspiciousness, Shri Krishna, who is like a transcendental cloud full of eternity, knowledge and bliss, and who is the Lord of all the demigods, bestow us all prosperity and auspiciousness. Now we'll be throwing a little bit more of Akshata. And now we will be chanting auspicious Mangala Charan. We will be chanting Purusha Sukta mantra right now. If somebody can sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra as a kirtan softly as we are chanting this Purusha Sukta mantra, that will be welcome. So if Mataji, if you can sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a low volume. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Tajjam Yora Vrinimahe Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnavade Daivihi Swastirastunaha स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजम् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदेः शञ्चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् सभूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठदशाङ्गुलम् पुरुष एवेदकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उदामृतत्वशेषानः यदन्येनाधिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोऽल्व उदयपुरुषः पादोऽस्येहापवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यग्रामत् शासनानशने हवि तस्मात् विराजजायत विराजो अधिपुरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वता वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यम् कृष्ण इद्मः शरद्दविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा यज्ञन्तन्वानाः अवध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तं यज्ञं परेषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः संवृतं वृषदाज्यं पशुगश्चागश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः ऋषः सामानि जज्ञिरे छन्दागंसि जज्ञिरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोपयातत गावो हजज्ञिरे तस्मात् तस्माच्चाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं यततुः कविताय कल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ काहुरूपादाबुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणान् वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षम् शीर्ष्णौ द्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशश्रोतात् तथा लोकागम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु काले सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य लीलः नामानि कृत्वा पिबधनुस्ते दाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदाचार चक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रतिशश्चतस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यपन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयदन्तदेवा तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् येन नागं महिमानस्य जने यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः अद्य सम्भूतस्मृतिर्ययसाश्च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्ततादि तस्य द्रष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यपन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः
अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीरा परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेधसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मणं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा अशन्वशे क्रीश्यते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनो व्याप्तम् इष्टं मनिषाणा अमुं मनिषाणा सर्वं मनिषाणा ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तच्छयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपदये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं षण्णो अस्तु द्विपदे षण्चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Actually, what you read in the screen is the glories of this Purusha Sukta mantra. In general, the demigods worship Lord Vishnu by chanting this Purusha Sukta mantra. And this Purusha Sukta mantra is part of Rig Veda as well as it's elaborated in Srimad Bhagavatam chapters 5 and 6. And it is also referenced in Mahabharata, and we read about Purusha Sukta mantras repeatedly in Srimad Bhagavatam in the 8th, 10th and the 11th cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the 8th canto, when Kashyapa Muni is instructing Mother Aditi to chant this Purusha Sukta mantra, and along with that she did the Payovrata sacrifice, and eventually Vamanadev appeared as their personality of Godhead. Similarly, in the 10th canto, we read how Mother Earth was overburdened with demoniac kings, and with tears in her eyes in the form of a cow, she approached Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma along with Lord Shiva and the demigods went to Shirodakashaya Vishnu in Svetadvip in the ocean of milk, and they chanted this Purusha Sukta mantra, and eventually Lord Krishna appeared. And also in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear about Purusha Sukta mantra not once but twice, where Lord Krishna is instructing Uddhava on the glories of Purusha Sukta mantra and to chant this Purusha Sukta mantra as well. And from Chaitanya Bhagavat, we also read how when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested 21 hours of ecstatic manifestation, which was called as Sata Praharya Leela or Mahaprakash Leela, Advaita Acharya, who is none other than a combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadasiva, chanted this Purusha Sukta mantra along with Shiva's Pandit, who is none other than Narada Muni. And our own ISKCON founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada also instructed us that whenever there is an auspicious activity like Abhishek is going on, that's the time when this Purusha Sukta mantra must be chanted. So you heard the same Purusha Sukta mantra that was chanted now. Now, as a checkpoint as to what was done so far, as you can see on the screen, we started off with Bhuta Nivarana, where the subtle, inauspicious influences were actually expelled from the earth as well as from the atmosphere, and we purified all the 10 directions. If you're wondering how 10 directions, we have north, south, east, west, and the directions in between, and up and down. So that forms the 10 directions. And also, we established and purified the place of worship through the asana stapana. And also we purified the bodily elements and consciousness through Bhuta Suddhi. And also through Karanyasa we purified various parts of our hands. And through Anganyasa we purified various parts of the bodies. And also we chanted Swasti Vachana, prayers for auspiciousness. And in the end we chanted Purusha Sukta mantra to invoke blessings and auspiciousness as part of Mangala Charan. So now, then invite Varma Prabhu to take part in this yajna. So as Prabhu is coming, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, Varma Prabhu will be performing Achaman for purification. So if you can kindly take water in your left hand and pour it in your right palm.
Hold this spoon on your left.
So take more water. Prabhu can pour it. And if you can hold on there, and if you can chant the mantra and look directly at the water, Om Keshavaya Namaha. And if you can sip the water through Brahma Tirtha, which is at the base of the thumb, and if you can wash your palm, wash it. Again, get a spoon of water in your right palm. Om Narayanaya Namaha. You can wash your right palm. One more. Om Madhavaya Namaha. So now, after purification through the chanting of mantra, now Prabhu will be purified by chanting a mantra where he'll be cleansed with this very special mantra from Garuda Puran that is quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas as well. So this is Manashika Snana, this is mental bath, where we remember Lord Vishnu, we get purified. If you can repeat after us. Om Apavitraha Pavitro va Sarvavastam Gatopi va Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sa Bhaya Bhayantaraha Suchihi. The translation is whether pure or impure, or having passed through all conditions of material life, if one can remember the lotus-eyed Krishna, he becomes externally and internally clean. And this is from Hari Bhakti Vilas that is quoted in Garuda Puran as well.
Okay, thank you.
Now the next part of this fire sacrifice is Shankalpa, where we will be fixing the mind with determination on the performance of this activity. So Prabhu will be chanting various mantras as well as showing various mudras in the next little while. And the Gatha Stapana has already been established, that is the Kalash has already been established with sacred ingredients, and the Lordship will be invited in the next few minutes. So first is Shankalpa.
Om Vishnu Tatsare Adya Madhusudana Mase Krishna Pakshe Saptami Tilo Ajiragotre Parma Pramanavadiyasya Sri Krishna Prityartam Sri Bhagavadarchanam Sri Vasudara Sampadanam Aisha Sukta Jivab Yudhyam Eka Shratta Karmam Aham Karishye.
Now we will be chanting a mantra from Samaveda, which is also repeated in Rig Veda. Om Devo Dravinodaha Purnam Vivasyasi Chame Udvasinchadvam Upava Pranadvam Adiko Devo Uyate Om Shankar Priyatasya Siddhirastu. The translation is, the Lord, the ocean of wealth, desires perfect oblations from you. Call him, make the oblations and increase them. the Lord notices them. May there be success in this vow. This is also called as Sama Vediya Sankalpa Sukta. So we've already established the kalash here with sacred ingredients. And now, if we can start the Sankirtan in low volume. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if somebody can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in little lower volume. And the next part of the fire sacrifice is Avahana, where we will be calling the deities into this sacred kalash. First will be in a low volume, and only one person, if they can sing, that will be great, because the process will continue here. We will be inviting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also Radha Gopi Vallabha into this sacred kalash. First, Prabhu will be starting this process. Chanting the first line of Gayatri mantra in his mind. Now the deities Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Radha Gopi Vallabha will be invited into the Shripad or Kalash by chanting various mantras as well as by showing various mudras.
Iga avaga, iga dishta, iga sannideki, iga sanniruddhasya, iga sannmuko bhava. क्लीं हृदयाय नमः कृष्णाय सरसे स्वाहा गोविन्दाय शिवाय घोषट् गोविजनाय घोषाय हुं वल्लभाय नेत्राभ्यां भौषट् स्वाहा अस्त्राय पाट्.
Now we'll be placing a handkerchief and a garland on top of the kalash. Now we'll be chanting a mantra together. Shri Krishna hiya amriti guru, hiya parame guru. Now arati will be performed on the kalash with incense, single ghee lamp and flower. So since the first checkpoint, these are the things that had taken place. The sponsor, Prabhu, had taken part in this yajna by doing achaman as well as chanting this mantra. And the sacred kalash with auspicious ingredients were established, and Shankalpa was performed, fixing the mind with determination, and the deities were invited into the kalash through the process of avahana, and arati was performed to the deities within the kalash. So the next part of the yajna, it is called as Pancha Reka Stapana, where 5 sacred lines will be drawn inside the yajna kunda in various directions to invite Mother Earth, Mother Cow, River Yamuna, Goddess of Fortune, and Mother Saraswati.
Om Reke Tvam Prithvi Rupa Pita Varnasi.
The translation is, O line, you are earth, yellow in color.
Om Reke Tvam Gorupa Rohita Varnasi.
O line, you are the cow, reddish in color.
Om Reke Tvam Shri Rupa Kalindi Rupa Krishna Varnasi.
O line, you are Yamuna, black in color.
Om Reke Tvam Shri Rupa Swarna Varnasi.
O line, you are Shri, golden in color.
Om Reke Tvam Saraswati Rupa Shukla Varnasi.
O line, you are Saraswati, white in color. The next part is Utkara Nirasana, where impurities will be expelled from the 5 lines and to the northeast direction by chanting the mantra from Satapatha Brahmana.
Om Nirasta Paravasuho. Om Nirasta Paravasuho. Om Nirasta Paravasuho. Om Nirasta Paravasuho. Om Nirasta Paravasuho.
The translation is, the depleter of fortune has been thrown out and destroyed. Now, Reka Bhyukshana will be performed, where purification of the lines with the water, sacred water, will take place now. Next is Agni Samskara. Now the process of purification of the fire will take place. A burning stick is offered round the kunda and cast into the southwest direction to expel the inauspicious elements of the fire. Now we'll be chanting a mantra from Shukla Yajur Veda.
Om Kravyadam Agnim Prahiyomi Duram Yamarajo Agajatu Vipravaha.
I cast the inauspicious fire in charge of burning corpses far away. May those who oppose the right go to the kingdom of death. This is from Sukla Yajurveda. Next is Agni Stapana. The fire is now established for the very first time into the kunda here. A tepi is made with a few pieces of wood. On the 3rd line, if you remember, the 3rd line is black line, which is Yamuna, and a camphor will be lit underneath. That's good. We'll be chanting a mantra from Rig Veda. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Om. O earth, O atmosphere, O heaven, please protect us. Next is Agni Avahana, where we'll be calling on the fire. A special fire will be called Mangala Agni.
Om Mangala Namagni Iha Gacha Agni Tvam Mangala Namasi Sri Vishnu Tejam Evayam.
O fire named Mangalagni, kindly be present here. O fire of Lord Vishnu, please come. Next is Vimshati Kashtika Homa, where 20 sticks of tulasi will be offered into the fire and ghee will be poured into the middle portion of this tulasi bunch. Next part of the fire yajna is Ajya Samskara, where the ghee, which is the clarified butter which is going to be offered into the fire, will be purified by lowering it on the northern part of the fire 3 times. Next is Shruva Samskara. The spoon that is going to be used to offer the ghee will be lowered into the fire 3 times for purification. Next is Udakanjalasika, taking the blessings to perform this sacrifice. We'll be taking the blessings from Ananta, Achyuta and Saraswati. Om
Om Ananta Anumanya Swa.
Please allow this right, Ananta.
Om Achyuta Anumanya Swa.
Please allow this right, Achyuta.
Om Saraswati Anumanya Swa.
Please allow this right, Saraswati. Next is Agni Paryukshana, sprinkling of water around the fire. And we'll be chanting this mantra. Om
Prabhu Aniruddha Prasuvayajnam Prasuvayajnapatim Bhavaya Pada Sarva Bhutastha Ketuko Ketam Na Punatu Vagisha Vacham Na Swadatu.
O Aniruddha, bring forth the sacrifice. Bring forth the Lord of the sacrifice for good fortune. You are situated everywhere. Purifier of desires, purify our desires. May the Lord of words relish our prayers. Now, the actual Homa is going to take place, but before that, what we have covered since the second checkpoint is that Mother Earth, Mother Cow, River Yamuna, Lakshmi Devi and Mother Saraswati were invited into the Kunta through Panchareka Stapana after all the Yajna paraphernalia were purified. Now, the actual Homa will take place. Varma Prabhu, who is the sponsor, will be getting barley, black mustard seed soaked with ghee, if Prabhu can give it. And we will be offering ghee as well as wood, sacred wood to the fire. When the word Swaha is chanted, the ghee and the wood and the black mustard seed soaked with barley will be offered into the fire.
Om Ajnanati Virandasya Jnanam Jashasagaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Swaha 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 Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha 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 Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam तं सुदीपं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यादेशधारिणे स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवास्तवादेवी देवी दैताय रूपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्य उज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपानुरा भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्ध अपसिद्धार्थ ध्वांत हारिणे स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबरा संबोधे पादांबुजये नमः स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगावरायते स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। गौराविर्भवभूमे स्वं निर्देश सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। नमो महावरण्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरधेसे नमः स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। पाञ्चातत्त्वकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्त्याख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। जय गुरुतो पंगो मम मंद मनिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। दिव्या वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमलौ श्रीमद्रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्थौ राधा श्री गोविंद देवो प्रस्थालि सेव्यमानं स्मरामि स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। श्रीमान रासरासारम्ये वंशीपता तथा स्थिता कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपे गोपीनाथाश्रये स्थितः स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरे वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा।
Now, Varma Prabhu will take a banana in his palm and he will be repeating a mantra from Vishnu Puran, which is also repeated in Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Prabhu will be chanting. All the devotees also can chant along with Prabhu when he is repeating.
नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय
नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय
गो ब्राह्मणाहिताय च
गो ब्राह्मणाहिताय च
जगदिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः
गोविंदाय नमो नमः
स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा।
So the translation, as we can all read, is: let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who's the worshipable deity for all Brahminical men, who's the well-wisher of cows and Brahmanas, and who's always benefiting the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead known as Krishna and Govinda. Now the kirtan can start, and Prabhu can go and circumambulate the fire 3 times. Only Prabhu can do that, and we will be chanting the prayers for forgiveness called as Aparadha Sodhana now.
This side?
Slowly.
3 rounds.
We'll be chanting the mantras.
Mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardana yat pujitam maya deva paripurnam tadastu me yat tattam bhakti matrena patram pushpam palam jalam aviditam nevedyato tadgrahananukampaya vidihinam mantrahinam yat kinchetu upaditam kriya mantra vihinam va tatsarvam chantum arhasi ajnanadatavajnanat asubham tena maya kritam chantum arhasi tatsarvam yasyameva grahanama stita seva gati smati chitta stute vachaha puya sarvatmana vishnu maniyam vai sestitam aparada sahasrani kriyante harinisham maya dasoham idimam asva shamasva masudana pravidna tava govinda namai bhaktya pranashati iti samskrutya prana santarayam.
Now we'll be chanting a mantra from the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mantra satastasya chidram deshaharahavasaha sarvam karoti nischidram anusankirtanam tava. The translation of this verse is, there may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras and observing the regulative principles. And moreover, there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person and paraphernalia. But when your Lordship's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. So let us all raise our arms and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Kodi Vaishnav Vrindi ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrindi ki Jai. Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna